check out our new sponsor, the Health Blaze. All the information is in the description. Use the promo code above. Goodfellow Unboxing at 18% off of all their natural products from deodorant, pomade, toothpaste, and much, much more. And they have additional discounts on their website as well. That's thehealthblaze.com. Starting December 20th. That promo code is good for 18% off. We go. All right, man. We back. Goodfellow Sports TV. Tapping in. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, bell icon button. If you haven't, share the video. It's the best way to help. And according to Mike Coppering, I've been hearing this for like 4 or 5 weeks now. Danny Jacobs is going to move up to the 168-pound limit of super middleweight and try his chances there. Now, Danny Jacobs was on a 3-fight deal with the Zone, Canelo fight, and then 2 fights that guarantee him $8 million, 4 for one and 4 for the other. So we'll see what happens. He claims he's still advised by Al Heyman, but I want you guys to do me a favor before we continue the video. Please tap in with the Health Blaze at thehealthblaze.com, our sponsor. They got lotions. I heard they lemon toothpaste is really good. I got they muscle relaxer rub and, a lot of stuff. The candles are real good, so check in with them. Website, promo code Goodfellow Unboxing in the description. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products, all right? But, I kind of gave an assessment about Jermall Charlo moving up to 168 pounds. And I really didn't like his chances going up there as far as going to be something great because I didn't know, pretty much, I don't know where he was navigating because he never proved nothing at 160. So how can I look at you at 68 and say you're going to be great? You know what I'm saying? So him, but I feel more easier that Jermall Charlo makes the transition 68 easier than Danny Jacobs because Danny Jacobs is an older fighter. And, his thing is that he's predicated more on his size and his brute strength and his power at the middleweight division. And he really never outskilled nobody. He never really outclassed nobody. No, he did stop Caleb Truex, who was at 68 and held the title. He did stop him in the 10th, 11th round. He was getting dogged by Pirog early on. He had some things going on there. He made his way back up the ladder when most didn't think he would. He came up short versus Triple G. I was there. Thought he could have edged that out, but pretty much what has Triple G done in his career? And he honestly got outclassed by Canelo. I didn't think it was that close, okay? But for me, he barely held the world title at 160. And, I don't expect him to go do anything magical at 68. I don't see him beating Billy Joe. I honestly, if Jesse Hart stayed there, I see Jesse Hart giving him a tough time, especially if he continue to build on what he's doing. I don't see him beating Caleb Plant. I don't see him beating David Benavidez. And I don't see him beating Callum Smith. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's an easy fight up there for a world title for him, in my personal opinion. But he ain't going to have a size advantage no more. That size advantage is going. He not more skilled than Caleb Plant. He not more skilled than Billy Joe. Even though Billy Joe looked a little bit pedestrian last time out, his first time being clean off the oxyfrene, that kind of rhyme, you feel me? Maybe that's the shot he got, but if his best shot is he could beat Billy Joe. Callum Smith, I'm pretty high on him. I think he could beat anybody. I think anybody possibly up there could beat him as far as the title holders. But with Danny Jacobs, man, that's a tough road. I mean, Chris Eubanks Jr. did duck him back in the day. Maybe he get a title eliminator versus Albert Unerman for the WBC title. And David Benavidez, and I keep preaching this, he's still green. You know what I'm saying? He had a tough fight with Ronald Garville. He's still pretty green. And the longer they let him marinate, well, not marinate, the longer they let him, continue to learn, continue to get better, get veteran experience under his belt, he's going to be tough to beat. And I think Caleb Plant will just outclass Danny Jacobs and Canelo, by the way. But I know he outclassed Danny Jacobs and have no problem. So really what it boils down to is, does Eddie Hearn give Danny Jacobs a tune-up at 68? And then he rolls into a Callum Smith fight and see what he does versus Callum Smith? Or does Danny Jacobs say, I'm going to do my 2 fights out of there and I'm going to go get a title shot and mess with ESPN or Billy Joe, or go back to Al Heyman PBC full time? Because I can see a scenario where Danny Jacobs go back to PBC. And people got mad because he went over to the Zone, but that's where the biggest fight he wanted at. I'm going to go where the money at. I'm going to go where the life-changing money at. And he also said, or his coach Andre Rozier said, that they wanted to get on a schedule where they wanted to be on a schedule where they knew they was going to fight in PBC at the time, which is popping up, 6 weeks. Okay, you about to fight. They wanted to be more comfortable and have and know when they was going to fight next. They want a schedule. So I'm not mad at them for switching on over. There's too many people out here getting in their feelings. These Premier Boxing Champion fanboys, these skirts out here, man, crying because people going and get money elsewhere. Everybody can't be with PBC. That's a monopoly. Okay, it is a monopoly. So you can't. I mean, you really can't knock it. But he also said in the link I linked to the description from Twitter from Mike Copperinger. He also said in that description that the weight, cutting the weight, messed with him in the Canelo Alvarez fight. And let me tap in on that. At the end of the day, if that was the case, you know what I'm saying, you should have tried to fight him at 68. I hate when people come up with excuse afterhand. Okay, I know you sat there, you waited for that fight for a long time, and you know whatever situation may be, but you weren't screaming no weight problems before that fight. You wasn't screaming how Canelo was a alleged juicer. Like, you know, you can say the excuses. Excuses are for losers. Okay, and you lost, and you can have your excuse. Well, I didn't feel right that fight. Now I was drained. Hey man, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You agreed to be in the B side, the C side. Really, you let him control everything. He let him put a rehydration clause on you that wasn't there. And, you know, at the end of the day, man, sometimes, you know, is the money more important than having some dignity, having some integrity, and not letting nobody push you off the edge. Same thing with Keith Thurman. He let Manny Pacquiao, you know, a regular title holder, tell him what to do. You know, where the fight gonna be at, a rematch clause. Like, if a motherfucker gonna just, you know, bulldoze me or just treat me like a hoe like that, man, you really gotta ask yourself, even though it's a pay-per-view, is this money good enough? Because I can go get that same respect if I go beat Keith Thurman. If I'm Danny Jacobs, you know, pretty much. I mean, he could have got that respect by beating Jamal Charlo from the fans, but the bag wasn't gonna be there. He wanted the bag. He wanted the bag, so the money was worth assassinating his integrity, his character, and his morals for a minute, and just bowing down to Canelo Alvarez. And everybody wanted to take the quick route. And even though his route wasn't the quickest, it was a tough route, but he could have took a route where he beat, I'm a champion, I go fight Charlo. I beat Charlo. You know, I beat Andrade. I know we don't want to fight. I go get 2 belts. And at the end of the day, Canelo can't unify without me. Sometimes taking a hard route, taking a hard road, it builds character, and also it puts you in a position to not get, you know, to show motherfuckers like, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you, Canelo. I wouldn't have got 2 titles. If I fight you, I fight you. If I don't, I don't. But everybody want to take the easy route. Nobody want to take the hard route. Nobody want to take the winky route. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to be pretty boy Floyd. Everybody want to be money Floyd. So we ain't buying his excuses, man. At the end of the day, I like Danny Jacobs, but definitely fell short of career goals as far as what people thought he was going to live up to. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. He made a ton of money. He bounced back from cancer. He's a champion. He's an undisputed champion just by doing that. But at the end of the day, if you had excuses now about the weight, you know, it don't make no sense to really kick yourself while you're down, if that makes sense. You taking your leg and bending back and kicking in your own butt. But as far as him going to 68, it makes the division that much deeper. You got WBC title holder David Benavidez, WBO title holder Billy Joe Saunders, Super WBA title holder Callum Smith, regular WBA title holder Canelo Alvarez, and you got the IBF title holder in Caleb Plant. Well, WBC title holder is Anthony Durrell, but Benavidez is champion of recess. They'll be fighting, I think, on a Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder pay-per-view card that's alleged to be coming up in September in LA. Okay, but you know, then you look at other, you know, contenders that the Indian guy, I can't name his last name Singh. You got Shuvanov still there. You got Aldier Unerman, Chris Eubanks Jr. You got some guys that's still there that, you know, John Ryder, you know, you got guys that's still there that he can build up on, Chris Eubanks Jr. So we'll see how it is, but I don't envision him, Caleb Plant, Peter Quillen, the rematch, he already knocked him out. So he got things there. Yerman Berman still there, I think. I don't know if he went back to 68. But he got options there, man. But I just think he's going to end up going back to Premier Boxing Champions. If not, they're gonna sacrifice him to Callum Smith. And, you know, at the end of the day, Callum Smith and Billy Joe might be his best shot at titles, but I don't think Danny Jacobs is going to be a champion again. You know, that's just my personal opinion. I think that train stops at 68. I don't think he wasn't even supposed to be a title holder at 60. If Jamal Charlo never took the WBC intern title, it'd have been Derevchenko versus Jamal Charlo, and he never would have been a title holder. So, you know, the bad way PBC treated Charlo, or the bad advice they gave him, ultimately benefited Danny Jacobs. But we're going to have some more videos on the way. Appreciate the love, support. Make sure y'all continue to tap in with your boy. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video quest. Continue to share the videos. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget to check out the sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. Promo code Goodfellow1Boxing. Get you 18% off the 100% all natural products, soaps, lotions, foot soaks, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, and much, much more. 100% all natural products. Website, promo code, description. Check out the Patreon. Want to make a donation to the channel. Both links in the description. Appreciate the love and support. We gone.